a tropical. Berry Bond is the winner. Mayport is second. E-Fame is third.
Yes, Mr. Carrying 113.
Yeah. Ferry bound. Pay $21.40, $5.80, $4.
Yeah.
Mayfoot,
Right.
$10.20,
Right.
$5.
Okay, Mr. Morgan.
How are you doing, Frank? $3.40.
Well, we're paying big prices.
It's great, but not for the house. Beautiful.
Looks like a cinch to me.
Hi, Jack.
Hi, Lucky.
Hello there. This is Rutherford speaking, Major Rutherford. That's right, old boy. I've taken a fancy to a nag called duck soup in the 6 Racer Tropical Park. Could you inform me the odds, please?
This is 6 to 1.
6 to 1? That's simply ripping. Yes, I'll wager $500 to win, please.
Hold on a second, will you, Major?
Now, this item of the 15th, we find as we go back to December that
Tony, there's a customer on the wire.
Look, don't bother me. This income tax is driving me crazy.
But he already owes us $5 grand.
$5,000? Who does?
Well, that's what I'm trying to tell you. Major Rutherford, he's an Englishman.
Well, who's he?
He's a new client of Lucky's, and he wants to slap $500 on the 6th of Tropical Park. And seeing as how he owes us so much dough,
Well, where's Lucky?
he ain't here now.
No bet. I want to see Lucky when he comes in.
Okay, boss.
I'm sorry, gentlemen. Go ahead.
Now, Mr. Miller, you claim you paid a jockey $1,000
All
to...
right.
Well, that may be, but we seriously doubt if this can be claimed as a capital loss.
All right, skip it. No arguments. I don't want to tangle with the United States government.
Hello, Major.
I'm awfully sorry, Major, but will you call back?
Are you inferring that my credit stinks?
But...
All right, I'll call back. Thank you.
Hey, Lucky, the boss wants to see you.
Yeah.
Hey, Lucky, Tony wants to see you. Hey, Lucky.
I know. The boss wants to see me.
Yeah.
I only wanted to...
Looking for me?
Yeah, excuse me. Say, who's this Major Rutherford? On your say-so, he's into us for $5,000.
Is that all, and you worry? Don't you know who the major is? Oil, steel, railroads, battleships, pinball machines.
I don't care if he spits platinum. You get me that dough today.
Oh, be reasonable, Tony. The major's probably out on the golf course right now.
Then he must carry a phone with him. He just called in to make a bet.
Oh, then let him. I'll get you the dough in the morning. It's in the bank.
Okay, but tomorrow's the deadline. The government doesn't wait, so I don't wait.
All right.
Give me a piece of that gum. Hey, Lucky.
Yeah.
Try staying around the place for a change, will you?
Sure, boss. Hey, Louis, that Rutherford account is okay.
All right, Lucky.
This trip to California, Mr. Miller, you say it's business?
Yeah, I went for the Santa Anita handicap.
You remember what you paid for your hotel rooms?
Oh, let's see. Well, Lucky takes care of that. Wait a minute, I'll find out.
Hello? May I speak to Louis, please? That's right. Hello, Louis? Yes, this is Rutherford. Major Rutherford. How are you, chum? Oh, no apologies, not at all. I just wanted to get the newest odds on duck soup in the 6 race, please.
6 to 1.
6 to 1, thank you. Dough.
Major Rutherford. Major Rutherford, my...
Take it easy, will you, Tony? I was going to pay back the money as soon as I won.
You never won a bet in your life. How many times did I tell you to stay away from the horses?
Oh, 1, 2, 3... But I'm through from now on.
That's fine. Maybe losing $5 grand will teach you a lesson. I want that dough, do you hear?
Huh?
I'm giving you 24 hours.
But I haven't got it.
Well, that's your worry. Fine friend. Well, you ought to get tossed in the river with a rock around your neck.
But I wasn't playing for keeps.
But I am. Now start chasing those marbles, Major. You're losing time.
Sure. I'll get it. Have another piece of gum, Tony?
Louis, keep the Major on the books.
Okay.
But change his name to Lucky Cullen.
What?
Hello, Lighthouse.
Hello, Lucky.
Lighthouse, you gotta help me out. I'm in a spot. need $5,000 in a hurry.
5,000?
Yeah.
That's a lot of money. I'd like to, Lucky, but I'm building a house. And construction costs have gone up something terrible.
Yeah, but don't you see...
And besides, I just paid a big income tax. Oh, you know how it is.
Yeah, I understand.
Thanks, Lucky.
12 ball in the corner.
Hello, Tiny.
Hello, Lucky. How are you?
Tiny, you got to give me a break.
Sure, sure. Anything at all.
I need $5,000.
Check will be 50 cents, sir.
Lucky, you got half a buck.
Sure. Glad.
That's all right. Keep the change.
Thank you, sir.
Lucky, I'm awful sorry about that $5,000, but I just can't make it. I'm behind the 4 ball.
Yeah, looks like I'm behind the 8 ball.
My name is Holloway.
Take it easy, will you, mister? Take it easy.
I represent the law firm of Walker, Silverstein, Edwards, and Walker.
Sounds like one man's family.
I've got a very pleasant surprise for you, Mr. Cullen.
Listen, wise guy, it's a good gag, but it won't work. You go back and tell Tony I still got time, you hear?
Tony,
Yeah.
I represent the law firm of Walker, Silverstein, Edwards, and Walker.
Will you stop throwing a telephone book at me and get out of here?
But, Mr. Cullen, you've inherited an art gallery.
Oh, stop clowning. Get going, get going.
Mr. Cullen, your uncle on your mother's side, Mr. Michael Leonardo, has died and left
What?
you... Who? Mr. Michael Leonardo, you must know of him.
He died? So, what do you leave me?
He bequeathed you sole interest in the Leonardo art galleries on Fifth Avenue.
Art galleries on Fifth Avenue.
Obviously, for sentimental reasons.
Boy, a long shot, right on the nose. He couldn't have picked a better time to kick off. How much is the dump worth?
The galleries have been inactive for nearly a year. Debts are quite large.
Yeah, but they must be worth something.
A few hundred, certainly. I understand a man wants to buy the lease.
I'm back where I was when you come in. You're no help. I'm packing my bag and getting out of town. That's what I'm doing.
Where are you going?
Here, take your stuff and get out of here. Get out of here. Hi, boss.
What's the hurry, Lucky?
I'm moving. I'm moving over to the Waldorf. I got a beautiful place over there. 32 rooms and a kitchenette. I got my own bathroom, too. You know, I figure if you got the dough, you can't take it with you. Don't you think?
Who do you think you're kidding?
Oh, you haven't heard the good news. Tell him, Holloway, tell him. Read that, boss. Pennies from heaven. Now, listen, Holloway. I want you to get those papers ready for me to sign, and I want $5,000 in cash right away. Now, get going. He's my lawyer. He's very successful, too. He's got his own ambulance.
Art shop, eh?
Yeah.
What's the racket? Picture postcards?
No, pictures on calendars, like Mona's Lisa and Whistler's Fada.
Who says the joint's worth 5,000?
Did you hear what my lawyer said?
I didn't hear him say anything. Come on, we'll go take a look at the place. Come on.
Hey, wait a minute, Tony. We've been pals for years. Have I ever lied to you?
Of course not. Major. But with your luck, I'll lay even money the joint's on fire now.
Well, so long, Tony.
Where do you think you're going? Get in there.
Well, let's walk. It's a beautiful day out.
Come on, get in.
But, Tony, the birds are blooming and the flowers are singing, and it's healthy for you.
Not for you, it isn't.
Give
Get
up.
in. All right, where are we going? Where's the place?
Oh, yeah, I got a lot of hot addresses, right?
No, I mean the gallery.
Oh, the gallery, yeah, but Boston.
What?
Yeah, boss, it's nice up there. It's a nice trip by boat, nice and slow. They got the city of Providence, it's the city of Springfield. They both leave on track 8.
Okay. What's the name of the place?
The place, yeah, the Leonardo Art Gallery. Tony, you don't trust me.
Why should I, Major?
There you go, in that same suspicious tone.
Listen, you. I got a chance to get that money, and you're not going anyplace until I do.
This is the finish. After all we've been through together, to break up over a few measly dollars. I'm going. Goodbye. Don't try to make me stay. It won't do any good. We have nothing more in common. If we must break, the cleaner the better. So long, old pal. All right, if you insist, we'll go there. But remember, my heart ain't in it.
Hey, Jack, you know where the Leonardo galleries are? Hey, quit doing the Roomba with your head. It's not bad. How come you never mentioned this uncle of yours?
The family never talked about him. He was the one who was honest and legitimate. What's this, a telegraph office?
Looks like the front for a joint.
Why don't they pull up the shades?
We must protect the canvases, you know.
What are you selling here, tents?
Very amusing. Is there something I can show you?
Yeah, the manager. We're the new owners.
The two proprietors? Not really.
Cross my heart. If I'm lying, I hope I never pick another winner.
Miss Mason. Miss Mason.
Pretty as a picture.
Yeah, and she certainly got the frame for it, too.
Gentlemen.
What is it, Mr. Appleby? What's the matter?
Miss Mason, these gentlemen are the new owners.
Oh, then you must be Mr. Cullen.
No, this is Mr. Cullen.
How do you do?
I'm Tony Miller. We're sort of partners.
How do you do? This is Mr. Haynes.
Very glad to know you, Mr. Miller.
How are you?
How do you do, Mr.
I was Mr. Leonardo's secretary for some time. Since his death, I've taken care of the business. I'd be glad to tell you anything you'd like to know.
What's it worth?
What?
What'll it sell for? The whole layout, including the fixtures.
I see. It hadn't occurred to me that Mr. Leonardo's nephew might want to sell.
Well, I'm only interested in one thing, getting the cash, and the sooner the better.
How mercenary.
I'm afraid you're due for a big surprise, Mr. Miller. The galleries aren't worth a penny.
Ah, you wouldn't fool a couple of nice fellas, would you, Miss Mason? What about all those pictures there?
They don't belong to us. They're here on consignment. As a matter of fact, we own nothing here. Everything is mortgaged, including the fixtures.
A complete bust, huh?
That happens to be your opinion. This shop has been here for 50 years. Mr. Leonardo had an international reputation. He wanted us to continue. We will. Someone who has a genuine appreciation for art. Someone who's a little less interested in cash.
You're wasting your time, Helen.
Hey, you. It isn't polite to butt into other people's conversations. Now, take it easy, Miss Mason. I didn't mean to get you all excited. I'm strictly a maiden in this setup.
I had no right to expect you to understand.
Now, don't get me wrong. I've got an appreciation for the finer things in life. Maybe I can find an angle to help out this dump. I mean, gallery.
Angle?
Yeah, slant, something to get it back on its feet.
You mean you're interested?
Well, let's go to lunch and we'll talk it over, huh?
Oh, I'd like to. I'll just get my hat.
Well, it looks like we won't get any cash for this trash.
That's not so good for you, is it, Lucky?
No.
Mr. Cullen.
Yeah.
You bear a remarkable resemblance to your dear departed uncle.
Oh, why shouldn't I? His father and my father were fathers.
I can see it in your eyes. The same love of the beautiful. The same appreciation for the arts. The same curiosity for the old and rare. See you after lunch.
He's got rhythm.
Are we ready?
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah, come on, let's go.
Where do you think you're going?
Well, we're partners in everything, aren't we?
You want to pay the check?
No, I think I'll stay here. Good afternoon, madam. There's something I can show you.
May I see the manager, please?
The manager? Why waste your time? I'm just the manager. Why not the owner himself?
That's very kind of you. Will you call him?
I'd be glad to. And I forgot, I'm the owner.
Undoubtedly, you've heard of me. My name is Claire Barrington.
How do you do? Just call me Lucky.
Because of financial difficulties, which I'd rather not
Financial
discuss.
difficulties? Lady, you and me both. Pull up your bank book and sit down.
I'll get right down to business. I have a Rembrandt.
How many cylinders?
Rembrandt is a painting.
Oh, a painting.
I'm forced to dispose of it. Naturally, in the emergency, I am prepared to make a sacrifice.
No, wait a minute, lady. Let's get this straight. You mean you want to sell us a painting? This is a store. We do all the selling around here.
I beg your pardon. Is this an art gallery?
Unless I get my hands on some dough, this is going to be a shooting gallery.
I'm sorry. I don't think we understand each other. If anyone should be interested in a Rembrandt, here's my card.
Gee, I wonder if she got that fur coat to keep her warm or quiet.
Make up your mind.
Fifth Avenue. Swanky art dealers. Old classics. Cracked, dead things. They belong to another age. They've outlived their usefulness. They should have been buried long ago. You! Come here.
Yes.
Sit down. Sit down! Catering to the idle rich. Why don't you encourage Native American genius? Why, you're not dealers in art, you're merchants, storekeepers, parasites. Even a man with your face should be able to appreciate real talent. This one, I call Broadway on a windy spring afternoon. Now, don't you feel it? And this one, I've called the Inferno, or Coney Island on the 4th of July. Crowds, flesh, canned humanity. And this one, a masterpiece of my work for the past month. I've simply called Love. Don't you appreciate it? Do you feel it?
Look, I never forget a face, but in your case, I'll make an exception.
Doesn't it do something to you spiritually? Doesn't it move you?
I wish it would move you out of here.
Art dealers, I have nothing but contempt for you.
What a character.
Contempt!
Oh, you'd make a wonderful stranger.
Take my paintings, show them. You'll never regret it. I'll be your protege.
What's that? What's that?
You'll be my patron, responsible for everything I create.
You mean you'll do as I say?
Of course.
Anything?
Anything.
Here, take this $10. Get out of here.
$10? Oh, it's magnificent. I'll be able to buy food, paints and canvas. I can continue my work. Take the paintings. They're yours.
Wonder what would happen if I gave him $20.
Cigarette?
No, thanks.
How about a nice fat steak? They're the best in town.
Steak? For luncheon?
Why not?
Oh, I'm afraid the art business isn't strenuous enough. I'll just have a green salad, please.
Now, don't tell me you're on a diet. But with your figure, you can make the front row of any chorus.
Thank you.
Hey, tell me, if the gallery's so broke, what do you and the others use for money?
Oh, we sell a small canvas every now and then.
What's wrong with the big ones?
Big ones. Takes money to buy them.
Well, that's simple. We'll hire some painters, and in 2 weeks, they'll deliver a couple of dozen pictures that'll look like billboards.
When I say big, I don't mean in size. I mean classics, old important studies. Botticelli, Murillo, Van Steen.
Hey, now, wait a minute. Will you say that again in English?
It is difficult to explain to someone who doesn't know the art business.
Well, I admit it, I'm a blank. Is that a crime in your book?
Well, not at all. I'd probably be a blank in your business. By the way, what do you do?
Me?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm in horses.
Horses? Oh, that must be interesting. Breeding them and selling them.
Let's talk about you. It'll improve the conversation.
Hello, Tony. Say, how can you eat in here? They keep it so hot. Well, what'll it be, T-bone?
No, Mike. Just bring us a couple of green salads, huh?
You eating grass? I always thought you booked horses. I didn't know you was one.
You'll kill me. Go on, beat it, will you?
Okay. It is hot in here.
Why didn't you tell me you were a bookie?
Well, call them investments.
All right, investment. I made an investment once of $2 on a 100-to-1 shot. Still running.
Well, that's for suckers. Never bet on a note burner unless you know what he's packing. The boy, the outfit, and the oval.
Wait a minute. Will you say that again in English?
Look, Miss Mason, I never spend my money unless I know all the answers. So if I'm going in the art business, I want to come in on the ground floor. You got to show me the ropes.
Are you really interested?
Honey, you don't have to sell me a thing. What'd you say they call this?
The Hamilton Museum of Arts.
I always ducked the place. I thought it was a federal courthouse. What's he doing?
He's copying for practice. I used to paint.
I bet you were terrific.
Oh, not terrific enough, I'm afraid.
So you went out and got a job, huh?
Uh-huh. These are what I meant by big subjects, masterpieces. Most all of them are bought in Europe, of course. We haven't been able to send Stewart, Mr. Haynes, money again.
What's that one?
That's very famous by a Spanish painter named El Greco.
Oh. Say, how much would take that home?
Well, nothing in the museum is for sale. But a fine El Greco would be worth, $500,000.
Yeah. Oh, I always thought you bought pictures to cover the cracks in the wallpaper. Say, why don't you get a hold of this El Greco and I'll make a deal with him so he works for us exclusively?
He's dead.
Oh. Well, I haven't been reading the papers lately.
He's been dead over 300 years. 1614 to be exact.
Oh, he has, huh?
Uh-huh.
That's all, brother. I want to talk to you, Louis. Hey, Joe, come here. What do you guys think this is? Don't you know enough not to take a $500 bet on a long shot without laying some of it off? Didn't you ever think of getting in touch with me?
We tried to, boss.
You don't run private bookie lines in a museum.
None of your wisecracks. Lucky knows where I'm at. What's the matter? Didn't you ever see afternoon clothes before? The trouble with you guys, all of you. You know as much about clothes as you do about races. You have no appreciation of the arts. There isn't that much culture in the bunch of you.
Oh, Mr. Miller. Mr. Miller. We finished your tax returns. All we need is your signature.
Don't forget, send him a couple of extra thousand. I don't want any argument with the government.
Yes, sir.
Tony! Tony, pal, who died?
Come on. Hey, step on it, Harry.
What's the big hurry?
Well, Helen's waiting for me. We're going to a private showing.
Another one? Listen, don't you think you're going for that stuff a little too much? I mean, it's okay. It's all right in small doses, but I know it's that girl.
Well, what are you complaining about? I canceled the 5,000, didn't I? I took over the gallery.
Yeah, but I don't like to see you doing something you'd be sorry for. You're not thinking of marrying her.
And why not? If she said the word, I'd walk up the aisle with her tomorrow. This afternoon.
Oh, but Tony, don't you see?
I see only one thing. She's lovely, she's sweet, she's thoughtful. She's as beautiful as...
Gum?
Yeah, gum. Oh, shut up.
But what can you possibly teach him, a bookie? Soak purses out of Sal's ears, is that it?
Not at all. I admire him, Stuart. He's had no education, and he's trying to improve himself. He's going to learn this art business or else.
Yes, and turn the galleries into headquarters for his crowd.
Stop acting like a snob, Stuart. You've met enough so-called blue bloods to know better.
That's how I feel, Helen. I've been with him every afternoon for the past week. Frankly, he's not the kind of person I'd like you to be seen with.
Why, you're jealous.
You're cooked.
Get me a couple of grand, quick.
Yeah, but I don't go on.
Mr. Miller.
Good afternoon.
Well, I'm sorry, I didn't realize it was so late. I'll get ready.
Oh, there's no hurry. There's plenty of time. Say, Haynes, Miss Mason tells me a lot of nice things about you. You're supposed to be quite an art expert. For somebody who's used to traveling around, you must feel kind of cooped up staying in one place.
Well, Mr. Miller...
Now, how would you like to get back to your old job? Go to Europe.
Are you thinking of sending him?
Why not? Here we've got a man with a lot of talent, and we're not making use of him.
I don't know how to thank you.
Well, don't. Just bring back a few masterpieces. That's all we need, isn't it?
That's about all.
Now, the sooner you get started, the sooner we'll get results. The clip will lease tomorrow. Don't worry about money. The sky's the limit.
Well, thanks, Mr. Miller. Thanks.
That's all right. Just take your time and bring back the goods. I'll see you outside.
Right.
Unlimited expense account. I can go where I like. I can demand to see anything.
You've changed your mind about Mr. Miller, haven't you?
Well, anybody can make a mistake. Yeah, I better call the travel office.
Hey, boss, what'd you need that $2 grand in such a hurry for?
I'm sending Stuart to Europe.
You what?
I said I'm sending Stuart to Europe.
I don't get it. First you kiss your girl, now you give him a free trip to Europe.
You've got a great head on your shoulders. I wonder whose it is. We need pictures, don't we?
Yeah, but all the great artists are dead.
Mr. Cullen! Mr. Cullen!
No, they're not.
My friend! My patron! Look what I've done. They're beautiful, soul-stirring.
Listen, why don't you go on a diet and stop eating my heart out?
I've come to you again because I need canvas. I need paint. I must continue my work. You can't refuse me. You're an art lover. You believe in me.
Listen, it's all right to be a nuisance, but you're making a career out of it. Here.
$10. I'll eat again. The paintings are yours. My savior.
Oh, don't start that again.
Hey, who's the lunatic?
What do you mean, lunatic? That's my protege. Get a load of it. Ain't that great, boss?
Why, those aren't pictures. I'm talking about something important, like a Botticelli, Botticelli, or a Titian, or a Reynolds.
Hey, wait a minute. I just thought of something. Here's a dame wants to sell a picture for buttons.
Who drew it?
I don't know, Rem. Sounded like a typewriter.
Rembrandt?
That's it.
Hey, Rembrandt's strictly class, Lucky. Helen would go for something like that.
Shall we go?
Oh, I'm sorry, Helen. We'll have to catch the exhibition tomorrow. Lucky just reminded me I got a very important deal on.
Oh, well, I understand. But that suit might create a lot of attention at the racetrack.
We're not going to the racetrack. We're going out to buy a...
Yeah, we're going to buy a little thing. Look, I'll call you tomorrow. And here's the money for Stuart. Come on, Lucky.
All right.
Mr. Cullen,
Hello, honey.
Miss Barrington's expecting you. Come in, please.
The hat. The gum. I thought you said she was in financial difficulties.
Just because she's got $1 million, you think she's happy? You can bet your life she is.
Won't you sit down, please?
You're awfully beautiful, you know.
What a layout. Big enough for a bowling alley. Hey, that must be it.
That must be an old master.
Looks more like an old missus.
Here, give me the book. It's a McCoy, all right. But it says here it was bought by an Englishman named Peterson in 1916. How come?
Gentlemen,
Oh, hi, Miss Barrington. This is my partner, Mr. Miller.
how do you do? I'm very happy to meet you.
How are you? It's a nice canvas you have here.
Lovely, isn't it? It's been in my family for a long time.
How long would that be?
Over 20 years. My father bought it from Lord Peterson in London in 1919. We've had it ever since I was a child.
What's the matter? Couldn't they afford a new one?
Shut up, it's a beaut. Of course, it's not one of his best. I was looking for big, important subjects. I prefer El Greco myself. What are you asking for it?
Well, I know it's impossible to get its real market value. I'm so pressed for funds. 20,000.
Are you kidding?
Well, I might be interested at a better price.
Really, Mr. Miller, $20,000 is less than a third of its value. Do you know what my father paid?
I'll give you 10.
10,000 seems so little. Unfortunately, I never was taught the value of money.
I can see that. 20. That's a lot of cabbage.
It's all so difficult.
Claire. What are you doing?
Please, Uncle, don't interfere.
But you gave me your solemn word that you would not.
Uncle, please. Pardon me.
But we have discussed this time and again. There's nothing new. Nothing new at all. Besides, I thought we had come to a decision about that long ago. How can you think of selling the only treasure we have left?
What else can we do?
Well, you can economize. We will move to a cheaper place, a garret if necessary. Only anything but part with that painting.
You make it sound so simple. What about the creditors? We have to give them something. We can't go on living this way.
My dear, I am only thinking about your poor father. What he would say if he were alive. No, Claire, I will not let you do it.
Then how do you suggest we get along? Your pride won't buy food.
Please, my dear. Very well, if the worst comes to the worst, then I will go to work. I will find something, only please wait.
I don't see how we can, Uncle.
Very well.
I'm very sorry this had to happen.
Here, sit down, Miss Barrington.
I'm afraid my uncle is more sentimental than practical. Each thing we sell...
Yeah, I know, it's tough.
Here, drink this. It'll fix you up.
No, thanks. I never drink.
Look, maybe we better come back some other time. I know just how you feel.
No, Mr. Miller. I think we should finish our business.
Hey, Lucky.
Brand. Superb. From the Peterson collection in London. I know it well.
Oh, it's beautiful. Where did you get it?
For a private party.
Yeah, a rummage sale on Park Avenue.
My, this is astonishing.
It's worth a fortune, ain't it?
Yes, it would be if it were genuine. Mr. Miller, beyond a shadow of a doubt, this is one of the cleverest fakes I've ever seen. But somehow the painter made a foolish error. The over-elaboration of the subject's collar is definitely not of the period. An amazing thing, really.
You mean it's a phony?
I hope you didn't pay very much for it.
No, not if you call a national budget.
Just a couple of $100. It's worth it, isn't it?
Oh, yes, it's worth more. With the frame, it might be worth even as much as $500.
$500, you don't say. What a bargain we got.
You probably wanted a copy for your apartment, didn't you?
Yeah, that's it, for the bedroom.
Bathroom's more like it.
This copyist must be remarkable. I'd like to meet him, Mr. Miller.
I don't think you'll have that pleasure, Appleby. I'll see you later, Helen. Come on, Lucky. We're late for that appointment.
You know, I'm rather proud of my pupil, picking up a good copy like this for only $200.
Take me back to the Barrington's apartment.
That dame ought to belong to the Crook in a Month Club.
Yes, what is it you wish?
Where's Miss Barrington?
Miss Barrington's not here, I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah?
Just a moment, please.
Little lady, out of the way. We're gonna find her.
Voila.
old masters. We have more talent in my little finger.
Hello, Rembrandt.
Well, that... I beg your pardon, it's a slight mistake. My name is Gigi.
Get a load of this. A factory. They're making them wholesale.
Yeah, what a setup. Come on, where's that money?
Money? I know nothing about money. What?
Look, Gigi. The cash.
Thanks, sister.
All right, sucker. So what are you going to do about it? Call the cops?
Call the cops? Me?
Are you kidding? We're allergic to brass buttons.
I'm satisfied. I got my money and a picture that's worth 200.
200? Oh, that is an insult. I would like to see the day I could not paint a better Rembrandt than Rembrandt.
Okay, Cookie, but next time don't put anything on the collar that doesn't belong there. You might get caught.
So that's what happened. How often have I told you not to change the originals, idiot?
I improve the masters.
Yeah, and you'll land us in jail one of these days.
You forget, my dear, I have pictures in some of the greatest and finest museums in the world.
You keep that up, you're going to have a picture in the post office with a number on it.
Hey, you mean to say he's got pictures in museums?
Did you ever hear of Gainsborough? Rubens? Corot?
Sounds like a three-horse parlay.
Why, certainly I heard of him. Do you think I'm ignorant?
Go on. Tell him what I did for Corot.
Gigi's got 2 Coros hanging right here in New York.
And Boston, please do not forget Boston.
4.
5.
4.
5.
Bingo.
I made Corot famous.
Why, this is disgusting. Making a racket out of art. Haven't any respect? Isn't anything sacred? Remember, crime doesn't pay.
No, not the way it used to.
You mean we're going to the art business?
Looks that way.
I know what you're thinking, boys. That I've gone culture crazy, art happy. Well, you're wrong. I've been looking over the softest touch in Prohibition.
What's the angle?
Where do we come in? This art racket beats booking horses, slot machines, even beer in the old days. You meet nice people. There's no rough stuff.
Then what do you need us for?
This is a big business, boys. I've got plans for a chain of antique stores from coast to coast. Well, do you know what a bet is worth that George Washington slept in for only one night? A small fortune.
Sure, he's right. Right now, we're dickering with a factory on 10th Avenue that'll make them fresh every week.
A phony piece of canvas costing only $50 to make and be sold for $20,000 or more. And the woods are full of suckers.
What makes you so sure?
We bought a phony one ourselves for $20,000.
Yeah, shut up.
Hey, Tony, this is going to cost plenty, but maybe you can take it off your income tax.
Don't worry, we'll get that money back with interest.
You're going to tell Helen?
No.
Well, she's bound to find out later.
It'll be easy then. A fella can always talk to his wife.
Why didn't you tell me you were going to have this done?
I just wanted to see what that pretty face of yours looked like surprised. And it looks okay, too.
The architect showed me the plans.
Not too modern?
Oh, no, perfect. This place needed a facial. But do you mind if I make a few suggestions?
No, not at all. You know more about it than I do.
Well, I thought right over here we could possibly...
Oh, Mr. Alexander, it's nice to see you.
Hello, Appleby. House cleaning, eh?
Yes, but I have several fine things to show you.
Hey, keep slapping that paint, dummy.
Yes, sir.
How the boys getting on?
Okay.
It's a nice color you got there. Surely going to brighten up the place.
Hey, that paint goes on the wall, not on me.
No, the genius. Come here.
Come here.
What's the idea? First you touched me for a little dough, now you're making some extra on the side.
It isn't that, Mr. Cullen. I've been discouraged. There's a limit to patience, even of genius. I didn't want to bother you.
Hey, come on, get up there and keep slapping paint.
Just my luck, you got to turn out to be a house painter. If I show any signs of liking you, it's purely coincidental.
Wait, I'll help you.
This is the first time the galleries have been touched since Mr. Leonardo put in the electric lights.
Where do you see the new fixtures?
Oh, that reminds me. You wanted to sell them once before. I thought you were awful that day.
You change your mind?
Oh, you've been wonderful, Tony.
Is that enthusiasm, or do you really mean it?
Of course I mean it. You've helped us all so much. Saved my job, Mr. Appleby's, and Stewart.
Oh, yeah, Stewart. I almost forgot about him.
Miss Mason, look, Mr. Alexander bought a picture.
Well, what do you know?
He's the art critic for the Times. Which one did he buy?
You'll be amazed. I took him back into the office and showed him that Thompson, you know.
Is that the one?
No. He found some paintings in the corner and lifted one up. It was from Mr. Cullen's protege. He said it was one of the finest modern paintings he's seen. He promised to write a whole column about him this Sunday.
You sold one of his pictures? I can't believe it. I own a carload of that guy's stuff.
Did I hear you say you saw one of my paintings?
There's the check.
Congratulations.
Thanks. Oh, I knew it all the time.
At the age of 13, the great Spanish painter Velázquez was placed to study under the best instructor in Spain. From the very first, he seems to have struck out a path for himself, a path of realism. And one of his first attempts was a study of an old woman frying eggs. Isn't that interesting?
Frying eggs. Oh, yeah, that's terrific. Say, don't your eyes hurt from reading?
Oh, I'll just finish this chapter. It isn't very long. Of the earliest work of Velasquez...
I hear they got a great show at the Paradise. Good orchestra, too.
Are you bored?
Well, even kids get a recess.
Kids don't take their teachers to nightclubs, though.
Well, I'm a problem child.
I'll just finish this chapter.
Okay, fire away.
Of the earliest work of Velasquez, painted before 1623, there are at least 10 existing examples of undoubted authenticity. One of these, named Two Children of the Court, has been missing for 10 years. It mysteriously disappeared from the home of Count de Vega in Madrid. Of tremendous value, this portrait has not been seen or heard of since.
Say, wait a minute. What was that last part again?
Oh, missing Velasquez. Very famous one. Many great works of art get lost.
Do they ever show up again?
Oh, most of them do, sometime or another.
Well, why don't we dig up this Velasquez?
Dig it up? Oh, very simple.
We can hire detectives. There must be special cops for that sort of thing.
Yes, we could. And then we'll go down to the beach and look under all the rocks.
Well, why not? You'd be surprised what Tony Miller can find on the rocks.
Ah, this Velasquez. He smells.
Never mind that. All I want to know is, can you copy it?
Don't worry, this is child's play for Gigi.
Okay, then get going, but no tricks.
Yes, but it is such, rotten composition. It needs something. Now, if I could only put a little dog right there.
That's what I'm afraid of. No improving the masters. I want this picture. No better, no worse.
And no dogs.
Well, gentlemen, there it is, finished. No better, no worse.
Do you like it? Are you satisfied?
If Appleby gives it the okay, we're off to the races. Grab a hold of it, Lucky.
Nice work, Maestro.
Wait a minute, please. I still think I should put a little dog right here.
No dogs.
Mr. Miller, it's been a lifelong ambition of mine to uncover something like this. And now you, a neophyte in the art world, have done it. Congratulations, sir.
Thanks, Appleby. You positive about this?
I'd stake my life on it. The brushstrokes in the picture itself, unmistakably in the style of the great master. No copyist alive could duplicate them. And the cracks in the oil, the age of the canvas.
Terrific, huh?
It's amazing, Count Covey. Over 300 years old and in such perfect condition.
Mr. Appleby, that picture nearly cost me my life once. It was during the revolution of 1931. They were storming my palace. Did I think of my jewels? No. Did I think of my wife? No. They shot me here. They shot me there. They shot me. And for 14 miles I crawled on my hands and knees, holding that painting like a little baby.
I realize how much it means to you to part with this, Count Covey.
Unfortunately, madame, my foolish pride will not buy food.
Say, Appleby, you think we can resell it?
Sell? If you don't mind my making a suggestion, Mr. Miller, I think we ought to reopen the renovated galleries with a special auction of the Velasquez.
Why, it would be the art event of the season.
Well, that's swell, Appleby. You handle the details.
I consider it an honor.
Helen, let's get some air. Will you excuse us, please?
Certainly.
Oh, what miraculous composition. What detail. By comparison, Van Dyck was dull, Rubens a bunter. What a sense of values this man had.
Well, naturally, the man who painted that was a genius.
Oh, Tony, I'm so happy I could jump right over here and land on my toes.
Now, wait a minute. Take my advice. Don't get all excited about this thing, will you?
Oh, why shouldn't I? It'll be the biggest...
I know, but it's all wrong to get too built up about something. It's like putting all your eggs in one basket. You see?
I wish I knew what you were talking about.
This art gallery, the picture business, supposing something went haywire.
Why should it?
I don't know. I guess it's the bookie in me. It never was a sure thing.
Oh, you're silly. As you would say, you've hit the jackpot and now you're worried.
Maybe I worry too easy, huh? You know, if more school teachers looked like you, there wouldn't be any hooky.
No more school for you, Tony. You've graduated. Summa cum laude.
Will you say that again? In English?
I've fallen in love with you. It's awfully plain English, isn't it? Oh, if there's a leap year or anything, don't be frightened. It's natural for secretaries to fall in love with their bosses, I guess. I wish I hadn't said that now. I couldn't help myself.
Listen, Helen, you only beat me to it because I wasn't sure of myself. And I had you up on a pedestal so high I was afraid to ask you.
Oh, Tony.
Why, if you hadn't been in the shop that day, do you think I'd have stayed 10 minutes? I'd still be thinking that Rubens was just a delicatessen store.
When was Rubens born?
Who cares?
Beaver. Hey, Louie, watch out for gate crashers. This is a respectable joint. And no stale characters. And no pickpockets.
Then don't let your brother in.
My Rembrandt showing in Boston was much better.
How do you like the crowd? Class, eh?
The 400 is well represented.
400. I only counted 150. Hey. We invited you, not your tapeworm.
I don't think I like him much.
We're from the press. Could you tell us something of your background, Mr. Miller? Yes, what did you do before you became interested in art?
I was interested in, books.
Yes, he was a publisher.
Where?
Where? I started in Boston, but I had a little trouble there, so I moved to Saratoga.
About that Velasquez we were speaking of,
Yeah, excuse us, will you, please?
Thank you.
What's the matter? Don't they make books in Saratoga?
Not the kind publishers print. Oh, Mr. Cullen! Mr. Cullen!
Shh. Keep it down to a yell. This is an exclusive place. What do you want?
I just finished 4 new paintings.
4? So quick? What do you do, stamp the things out? Are they any good? Come on to the office.
Look, aren't they beautiful?
Oh, wonderful. Such lines, such definition. Hey, Pop, the genius just knocked off 4 more.
Very nice. But if I were you, I wouldn't be quite so productive, son. You see, art also obeys the law of supply and demand. If the supply is greater than the demand, then the price goes down.
But how can I stop work when I feel it here? I've got to create.
Pop's right. You better slow up.
You really should, young man. You know how it is. Once a painter dies, his paintings are worth much more money. You see, supply and demand. The sale must be almost ready to start. I'd better see.
Say, you know, I'd like to see the
Sit
sale,
down.
too.
Make yourself comfortable. Sit right down there. When a painter dies, his paintings are worth more money, eh? You know, I own 50 of these paintings already.
Oh, don't pay any attention to Appleby. How can you expect me to stop
You
work?
heard what he said, supply and demand.
Oh, I know.
Tell me something, genius. How do you feel?
Oh, fine.
Feel good, huh? You got any dependents?
No.
You live alone?
Uh-huh.
Say, I was thinking, how would you like to take a little ride in the country? Would you like that?
Well, sure.
Maybe we could do a little hunting.
Well, I used to shoot rabbits when I was a little boy.
Yeah?
You think we'll do any shooting?
I don't know about you.
I'll meet you any place you say.
Fine.
You know, Mr. Cullen,
Yeah?
I never could thank you for what you've done for me.
Huh?
You've been a real friend.
Go on, get out of here.
What?
Get out of here.
Well, what's the
Get
matter?
in my hair. You're getting in my hair. Get out of here.
Well, what about the hunting?
It's off. Forget it. Somebody might get hurt. You might get an accident or something. Stay away.
But,
will you?
Mr. Cullen,
Will you stay away, please? Get out of here. I'm getting scared of myself.
And so after 30 years, one of the great master's most famous works has been rediscovered. Velasquez, one of the world's greatest artists, 2 Children of the Court, will be sold this afternoon to someone who will then know the pleasure of owning a painting so fine that it would command a place of honor in any of the greatest museums in the world. It was Mr. Miller's own personal wish that all of you art lovers should have an equal opportunity to make the purchase. Ladies and gentlemen, I feel so inadequate, so humble in this picture's presence. I am so moved, I hardly know what to add. Ladies and gentlemen, you may proceed with your offers.
5,000. It is disgraceful. 20,000.
The bid is 20,000, 20,000,
25,000.
35,000.
35,000, 35,000,
40,000.
45,000.
45,000, 45,000,
46,000.
46, 46,000,
47,000.
47,000.
Worth much more than that.
50,000.
50,000, 50,000, 50,000.
Who he is?
Do I hear?
No, who is he?
That's Mr. Finchley. Represents the government. What's for the Washington Museum?
Oh, that's fine.
2,000.
53,000.
53,000, 53,000. Do I hear
Just a second.
54,000?
54,000.
54,000, 54,000.
Right here.
55.
55,000, 55,000.
57.
58.
59,000.
59,500.
59,500. 59,500. Do I hear 60,000? Do I hear 60?
60,000. 68,000.
68,000, 68,000. Do I hear 69,000?
70,000.
70,000.
Yes. 70,000.
71,000.
71,000, 71,000.
75,000.
75,000, 75,000.
76,000.
80,000.
80,000?
$80,500.
80,500.
83,000.
Why are you bidding?
I'm excited. Do I know what I'm doing?
84,000.
84,000. 84,000. 84,000. Sold to Mr. Finchley of Washington for 84,000.
Oh, Mr. Finchley, pardon me, but I thought you might like to meet the owner of the galleries, Mr. Miller. Mr. Finchley flew from Washington particularly for the auction.
Glad to know you, Mr. Miller. Your painting will occupy a prominent position in the government museum.
Oh, that's great. Terrific.
Of course, our government experts will have to verify its authenticity. Merely a formality. They should be here by 5 this afternoon. I'll see you then.
Good day.
I can hardly wait.
How do you like that? You only invite nice people, and who barges in? The whole United States.
Lucky. I should have known better than to team up with you.
What are you worrying about? Appleby said it was the McCoy, didn't he?
What about those government men?
Let them argue with Appleby. If experts want to fight, is it our business?
All my life, I've stayed clear of the government. And now I run smack into them over a phony piece of art. But even that isn't so bad. It's Helen.
She'll never know. Will you quit worrying?
Oh, I got the jitters.
Listen, in a pinch, we could always set fire to the thing. Who could know about it? Tell me who.
Yeah, I guess you're right. After all, the best museums in the country have Gigi's paintings. Why not Washington?
Sure, it's patriotic. What am I laughing at?
Oh, darling, there were dozens of new customers in the crowd, and Mrs. Pierpont asked me about a Carole.
A Carole, that's easy. They come out of slot machines.
Tony, we're a cinch.
Hey, now what did I tell you about using slang?
Oh, I'm sorry, sir.
Will you wait here for a minute, Mr. Fernando?
I shall wait.
Stuart,
Hello, Helen. Mr. Miller, Appleby.
What about me?
when did you get back?
I've come straight from the plane, the first I could catch. Mr. Miller, I've discovered the biggest thing in years. We'll have to arrange a special showing for it at once.
Why not? We have them here all the time.
What is it?
The owner's waiting outside with the canvas. He's a Spanish nobleman named Don Fernando. I'd advise immediate purchase.
What is it, Stuart? A Da Vinci?
No, a Velasquez. The one that's been missing for 30 years. It's called Two Children of the Court. Oh, what's the matter? Helen, you remember, don't you? Robertson mentioned it in his book.
Who else knows about this?
Why,
Did you blab to anyone on that plane?
Of course, there were reporters on board. Don't you see? This is news, a bombshell. Why, the evening editions will carry a big story. All the better for us.
Why, you sap.
Stuart, I don't see how you could have made such a fool of yourself.
I'm very disappointed in you, my boy.
Say, have you all gone crazy? I tell you, the picture is right here.
Well, then it's a forgery. We've had the missing Velasquez a week. As a matter of fact, we've just held a special auction and sold it to the Washington Museum.
I don't believe it. Unless you've been fooled. Where did you get it?
Mr. Miller bought it.
Which means nothing.
Are you insinuating that I made a mistake? I've never made one in my life.
There's always a first time, Appleby. I want you to see this. Mr. Fernando. Don Fernando. Don Fernando. He's gone.
Well, I don't blame him. He probably got cold feet.
Don't worry. He'll be back.
Hello? Yeah. Yeah. Is that so? Okay, thanks. Excuse me, Helen. Oh, don't get excited, old man. You just said everybody makes a mistake. I'll see you later.
Helen, I'm convinced I'm right.
I don't know why you should be so upset. Using all that money on a trip to Europe and coming back with a phony.
A phony? Where did you learn that slang?
Skip it, Stuart.
What are you doing to me? I'll have you arrested. I protest to my government.
Pipe down, pipe down. As of 3 o'clock this afternoon, you haven't got any government anymore.
Nice work, boys. It's a pleasure, Fernando. Now, what do you want to do that for? You wouldn't want him to think we were trying to kidnap him, would you? Go on, turn him loose.
Okay. Get a load of this, boy. Ain't it a beaut?
Brother, that's the one.
They wrapped me up like a mummy. And he stealed my painting.
He did, huh? Now, was that nice, taking a man's picture?
I'm sorry, sir.
Well, forget it. It's just an old American custom.
I see, an American costume, just like in the movies.
Yeah.
That's very funny.
You know, I might be able to use that painting of yours. How much you asking for it?
You mean to say you want to buy my Velasquez?
Yeah, that's right. What do you want for it?
$100,000.
Yeah.
That's more than we got for the phony one.
Shut up, will you? I tell you what I'll do. You look like a nice fella, and I believe in international friendship. So, I'll give you 20.
Yeah, there's a lot of spinach from where you come from.
Spinach? Oh, I don't like spinach. I want $100,000.
Well, I might go as high as 25.
I couldn't do it. My country, my family, she is starving.
Ah, come on, boss. Let's take it away from him.
You get more federals down my neck? I'll give you 50. Take it or leave it.
But my family, she's starving, my country.
Yeah, I know. It's tough. All right, I'll make it 60.
$100,000.
Look, chum. Now, you wouldn't want to take advantage of me, huh? You look like a nice guy. Now, you wouldn't want me to buy that picture and lose money on it, would you?
Certainly not.
All right, then make me a fair price.
A fair price? All right. $100,000.
Okay, it's a deal.
You are very generous, senor. I thank you too much.
Louis, Lucky, come here.
Yeah.
Take him out and get him the cash.
How long do we let him keep it?
I want him to leave with the money in his pocket. Is that clear?
Gee whiz, Tony, other countries don't let money out.
Yeah, well, I don't want any funny stuff, do you understand? Put him on that clipper this afternoon. Don't let him talk to anybody.
Well, anything you say goes, boss. But don't forget, we lost $16,000 on the deal.
Yeah, well, if Helen doesn't find out, it's worth $1 million. Yeah, get going. I'll get a hold of Gigi and make the switch. Come on, now, make it snappy.
Yes, but you want me to change my beautiful artistic masterpiece for this piece of junk?
You want to spend the next 15 years in the pen?
I would gladly spend the rest of my days in jail rather than prostitute my art.
Well, brother, those aren't my sentiments. Come on, I tell you, change those pictures.
It is disgraceful.
Man, hurry it up or you'll be better than Rembrandt.
This is it. Here's your ticket, senor.
Thank you.
Goodbye. So long.
Hey, the money.
Oh, the money, yeah, the money.
You're not really going to give it to him.
Sure. Did you hear what Tony said?
It's a cry. Supposing the plane goes down with all that lettuce on it.
Don't forget about it. What the boss says goes.
Well, all right. Here you are.
How did you get it? Well, so long.
Hey, the money.
Oh, yeah, the money. Well, there you are, senor.
Thank you. Thank you too much, senor.
Tell me, how'd you like America?
America, oh, the land of golden opportunity, the home of free people, a marvelous country. I must write a book about it.
How long have you been here?
45 minutes. Well, goodbye.
What are you, another genius?
My beautiful picture for that. I feel like a criminal.
I can't afford to take chances. This is the original, right from Spain. You can smell the salt on it.
Salt? Oh, like on herring. No, I'm going to put mine back.
Hey, now, look. Take that phony of yours and go home.
They should be here any time now. Oh,
Has Don Fernando come back?
Stuart.
Well, something has happened to him, I tell you. Look at that painting. I still don't believe it.
Take it easy, Haynes. What has the other picture got that this one hasn't?
I wouldn't expect you to know the difference.
Oh, you wouldn't.
Now stop that, Stuart. You're acting like a child.
Hello, Finchley.
This is the doctor?
Mr. Harrison, it's Miss Mason.
How do you do?
Mr. Miller.
How are you?
How do you do? Mr. Appleby?
There it is.
I see. There can't be any doubt about it, Harrison. I vouch for it myself. Better have your eyes looked at, Appleby. This is a fake, and not a very good one. If this canvas is over 5 years old, I'll eat it.
What?
Did I tell you, Helen? Now, if we could only find Don Fernando.
Oh, but there must be some mistake.
Those are very serious charges, Harrison.
You're crazy. Do you know where that painting comes from?
I guess not very far from here. It looks homemade. Oh, my reputation.
Mr. Finchley, if the authorities can locate a man named Don Fernando Cortez, they'll find him with the original.
This whole case is for the federal authorities, Mr. Miller. I'm not accusing anybody, but there may have been an attempt here to defraud the government.
I insist you have other experts look at this picture.
That's all right with me. It's only fair. I'll be right back with them. I think I'd better bring along an FBI man, just in case.
Satisfied, Helen? If I could only find Don Fernando.
If you say that once more, I'll...
Helen.
Definitely herring.
I don't understand how Appleby could have made such a mistake. Tony, Harrison has only one opinion. Maybe the others...
You could call in 100 experts. They'd all say it's a fake. Now, if we could only find Don Fernando.
Listen, you. I found Don Fernando. I bought his picture for $100,000. It's hanging out there now, the one that expert just called a fake. Now, if I hear one more peep out of you, I'll shove it down your throat, frame and all.
Tony's right. We lost $16,000 on the deal.
But what about the other one?
The other one? That's a phony, too.
The one that Appleby said...
Yeah, sure. Phony is a $3 bill. The paint, the canvas, everything. I thought I had a great idea.
Just another racket.
I tried to tell you the other night, remember? I wanted to come clean, but I couldn't. I was afraid to. But I didn't want to let you down. That's why I went out and bought that picture from Fernando.
You sure you weren't afraid of the federal authorities?
That wasn't the reason, Helen. It was you. You've got to believe that. I'd swear to it on a stack of Bibles. If I can square myself with you, I don't care if I spend the next 10 years in the pen.
No, Finchley. Come on, Tony, let's get out of here. Finchley's on his way in with the whole government.
Take it easy, will you? Take it easy.
Please, listen to reason. I know a nice, quiet spot right over the border.
I'm going to stay right here.
You better go, Tony. They'll never believe you.
Who cares, do you?
What if she does? Is she the judge? Come on, will you? Come on.
Mr. Miller, officer.
Well, this is a surprise. You can never tell where Tony Miller's going to pop up next.
How are you, Steve?
Hiya, Lucky. How's your luck?
Worse since you come in.
Now, after all the years we've been trying to hang something on you, it's got to be over a piece of art.
That's very funny.
Great sense of humor, huh?
Yeah.
You gentlemen are making a mistake. That picture outside is a genuine Velasquez.
Of course it is. I found it in Europe.
Him owning something genuine? Since when? The experts are giving that phony of yours the once over. Perhaps you folks would like to step into court.
I can't understand a man of Finchley's experience being fooled by such a rank imitation. The brush strokes, the lighting, the texture of the canvas. Obvious.
You see, I don't know, Harrison. There's nothing wrong with the texture of this canvas. It has the same weave as the one I examined in the Huntington collection.
The paint is not as new as you claim.
I was positive.
These brush strokes appear to me to be Velasquez.
Composition of this paint is typical. I'm afraid you've made a mistake, Harrison.
I don't understand. Possibly it was the lighting or...
Or possibly you've made a very awkward blunder.
Say, can you men get together on this?
It's genuine, and there isn't any doubt about it.
In my opinion, you're right, young man. This is the master's work.
I agree with you, Beecham.
I am very sorry, Mr. Miller.
It's okay. We all make mistakes. Look at him.
Mr. Miller, you can understand my embarrassment.
Sure. Forget it.
I'll have the picture called for immediately.
Tough luck, Steve. You can keep those handcuffs in your pocket. Gum.
I've got patience. I'll be seeing you.
You'll get a check for the painting in a couple of days, Mr. Miller.
Oh, wait a minute, Finchley. Tell him to forget about that check. We wouldn't take money from Uncle Sam, would we? Tell him it's a gift from the new owner of the Leonardo Galleries. Miss Mason.
You're giving it to the government, Miss Mason?
Why not? It's for national culture, ain't it?
Well, thanks. That's very generous of you. Say, you can deduct that from your income tax.
Thank you. What did you mean, new owner?
Oh, it's the same old story. A guy ought to stick to what he knows.
Yeah, he'll last longer.
Yes, it is a complicated business, Mr. Miller. I arrived just in time to get you out of a bad scrape.
Sure, I don't belong. You two kids do. I want to give the place to you sort of as a present.
What are you going to do, Tony?
Me? A nice long vacation. California, maybe the Santa Anita Handicap. Well, lots of luck.
So long.
No.
Say, that was swell of him to give us the galleries, wasn't it?
Art business, what a headache.
Well, for me, I'm very happy. I have 4 Rembrandts in the Louvre. Now I have a Velasquez in Washington.
Oh. Come on, Butterbun. Come on. Ride him. Ride him. We're a cinch. We're a cinch. Come on, I'm betting on it. Look. Come on. Take him to the outside. Not to the inside.
Come on, Cisco. Come on, Cisco.
Please, no. No. Oh, Sea Scout, 50 to 1. Who in the world plays long shots? I know. She does.
Did your horse win, Tony?
Who cares? Just say the word, I'll even go back to the art business.
Well, why shouldn't you? After all, you have $100,000 invested in it.
Sure he has, but wait till they find out in Washington that they got Gigi's picture.
You mean to say that picture in Washington's a phony?
Sure.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
And Don Fernando got away with $100,000?
Yeah, wait till he tries to spend that money. That's phony, too. La da da, here's the real stuff. Da, dee, 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 dee. Yeah, what?